We are now live. All right. Kia ora and welcome. My name is Sarah. I'm a women's sexuality coach. And today we're going to be talking about how do you meet your own and your partner's sexual desires, especially when you as the woman are feeling like you are maybe lacking libido or not finding the intimacy that you would like from your body and from yourself. And then this starts to bring up feelings of guilt and shame, which causes disconnection in between your partnership. So this topic has been really relevant this week. I have had a client, a one-on-one client, and she is at the moment struggling to orgasm with her partner. And we were able to just completely flip her whole mindset around. And now she's really on the right track to starting to make that a reality. So this is a really exciting phase for her and her sexuality journey. And something that she is doing that I just really want to highlight that's so amazing and that I want to bring into the discussion today is that she is taking self-responsibility for her own pleasure, right? So what she said to me the other day was, it feels really good to have made that shift away from I need to rely on my partner to make me orgasm or to provide intimacy. And now I know that with the right tools and by getting one-on-one coaching, that I actually have the power, the agency to step forward in this journey on my own, because I know that my body can do this, and that is really empowering. So I want you to remember this story as we continue into this talk. I'm going to be guiding you through a practice as well, on how you can shed some of that guilt, some of that shame if your body is not responding how you want it to, and then step into that self-responsibility, that self-agency. The other thing of why this is so relevant and true and touches my heart is because this is exactly where I was in terms of having painful sex and not being able to have sex. And so it came with a lot of feelings that I had to work through. And even now, occasionally, some of those core beliefs still come back up, or, something happens in the bedroom with my partner and I just feel like, I'm not kind of fully, let's say, performing or meeting his needs and fully in the way that I want to. So the first thing that I want to highlight in terms of all of this is that if this is you, let's just de-shame this right now, right? Because there are so many different ways that you can show up in your sexuality, different ways to express yourself. It doesn't need to look a certain way, right? So it doesn't need to look like you have to orgasm every time. It doesn't need to look like it has to be incredibly pleasurable and magical every single time, right? Every time that you enter into intimacy is going to be really different. And you are a product of your past experiences and the stories that you have been told. So it's not your fault if your body is not responding exactly in the way that you would like it to, or your libido is low, or you're struggling to orgasm, or you're finding sex painful. Like, let's just normalize all of that, because there are so many women who experience this. You're not unique. You're not alone in this, in terms of, hey, we are actually a sisterhood of women who do experience this, and let's just normalize it, put it on the table. No need to have to feel shame or anything around this. Okay, and in saying that, feelings still come up. And if it is in relation to your partner, for example, then let's just say, hey, great, you are really caring about your partner. You're caring about your partner's experience. Like, how can we reframe this and make this sound kind of like a nice thing, right? Just to, again, take the heaviness off it, or take the pressure, or take the shame away from it. And then you want to eventually move through these feelings. The thing with the feelings of shame and guilt is that it keeps you stuck, right? And it often puts you in a mindset of, I can't, right? Like, and then that just feeds your core belief of like, I can't orgasm, I can't have sex, I can't feel pleasure, I can't get turned on. So if these are any of your core beliefs, then as soon as you allow the feelings to run the show, let's say, then it keeps feeding and reinforcing your core belief system, right, that might not be serving you. So there is absolutely a way that we are going to work through this. I'm actually going to guide you through this, and this is going to be some of the framework on how you can do this on your own. So if you are joining us today, make sure you say hi in the chat box, because I want to know that you're here. If any of this is resonating, say hello. Perhaps you feel brave enough to share with us what it is that you might be struggling with. And also, if you're catching the replay, hashtag replay, so we know that you're here. Okay, so step number 1 is that you need to feel your feelings. Okay, I know that it's pretty uncomfortable, that you probably don't want to, that you've probably felt like you've felt them quite a lot before, but often the truth is that these feelings come up and a lot of women will just want to push them away. Okay, so not fully feel them to their full extent and be really present with them, because that's really uncomfortable, that's scary. So I get that. That's actually where one-on-one coaching can come in helpful as well, because then you have somebody there to hold you and witness you and be there with you as you sit with these uncomfortable emotions. But these emotions don't go away, right? If they're here for a reason. We can try and make them a little bit lighter and just say, hey, cool, I can understand why they're here. You know, this makes me a caring partner. And I know I need to feel them to the full extent for them to complete their emotional cycle. All right. And once they complete their emotional cycle, then it starts to create more energy in your body and mobilize you more. And then that moves you from the I can't ... to I can. Right. That's ultimately where we're aiming, or where we're heading here, is to give you more self-responsibility, more self-agency, and taking responsibility for the type of intimacy that you want in your relationship. And the thing is, by getting stuck or lost in the negative feelings, that's going to spiral you down and down and down. It's going to keep you stuck in that, I guess, negative feeling vortex, let's say. And that's not a place of I can. So you can't push the feelings away. You can't pretend like they're not there. So the only way to really work through the vortex and spiral it back up and come back out the other side is to fully feel them. So in a few moments, I will be putting on some music, and there will be an opportunity for you just to feel into this a little bit. Now, use your own discrepancy here. Like if this is in your lunch break and you have to go back to work, or you know, you're not in a place where you can fully feel all your emotions, then, you know, just take it to the degree that feels comfortable for you. You don't have to go all the way in this time. You can watch this video again and again, or you can reach out for one-on-one coaching. I will have some spots opening up in the next few months, next few weeks. So I'm just planting that seed now, if that is something that you're interested in. And also my group program Blossom is happening tonight. So Call Live is tonight, the first one. So if you are a woman that's been on the fence, or you're thinking, oh my gosh, having some sisterhood support would be amazing to help you feel your feelings and work through some of these difficulties and blocks that you're experiencing so that you can move towards more intimacy, pleasure, love, then send me a DM and slip on in and just be that woman that makes the decision and slides on it at the last moment, and it's all perfect and it'll all work out. So it's definitely happening tonight, and so I'm inviting you to be there if that feels right for you. Okay, cool. So step number 1 is feel your feelings. Once we have a chance to feel all the feelings, right, we're going to breathe with them. We're going to allow them to move. Okay, this is an embodied experience because you feel your feelings in your body, right? Your mind is for thinking, your mind and your brain is for thinking, your body is for feeling. So we do need to drop into the body in order to feel, right? And the breath is the best bridge for that, because it's the bridge between your conscious and your subconscious mind. So we will be using the breath. So number 1 is feel your feelings. Number 2 is breathe into them. Okay, that's what's going to help give them energy and help transform them in the way that you want them to transform, right? To be ultimately where you want to be. And then step 3 is that this starts to open up an opportunity for that self-agency and responsibility. And I'll be inviting you to think about maybe one thing that you can do to start to take action towards greater intimacy, connection, love, whatever it is that you want. Okay, and it's not something that's dependent on your partner, it's something that you can do. And I will be giving you examples as well, but for example, doing this video is already one step that you're taking. So you can just congratulate yourself right now, just put that in your memory bank, because it's already one step that you're taking. It could be that you want to look at some of my free resources online, right? 7 Days to Sexy is an amazing video series that you can get amongst, and they get sent to your inbox, and it is all about being embodied and moving those juicy feelings and getting yourself in the mood and in the vibe. It could be that you want to go talk to a girlfriend or a friend and just express what it is that you're feeling. Maybe you need to have a conversation with your partner and express that. Maybe you need to make more time for yourself and more time for your sexuality journey. Maybe you want to start reading that book that's been on your shelf about it that you haven't got to yet. Maybe you want to reach out to me and let me know what's going on, and I can have a DM conversation with you and just give you some advice. Because the thing is, as soon as you start taking action, that is now flicking your brain into I can. Okay, I can, which is moving you from I can't to I can. Okay, the self-agency, self-responsibility. As soon as you're in the I can, naturally more positive emotions and feelings start to come into your awareness. Because then you start to feel great and empowered that you are taking action towards this. And I see this with myself, I see this with my clients. It's not that it's not that like me or my clients like never have any sexuality problems ever again in their whole life. It's like, no, what it means is that they probably happen less, but when they do come up, it's about how quickly can we move from I can't, or I'm feeling these horrible feelings, or there's something like not quite right here, to I can, and I have agency, and I've got this, and I've got all the right tools, and I know what I'm doing. Because when you're in this place, it's quite hard to feel guilt and shame, right? Because you know that you're doing something about it. And so that is moving you out of freeze and into mobilizing towards action. And it really helps your brain, because your brain is kind of looking for a plan, you know, or something to go, okay, well, we have this problem, but what are we going to do about it? And so this is your opportunity to step into that, to meet your brain's needs, and also allow yourself to feel inside of your body. All right, so does that all make sense? Like, pop in the chat if this is making sense to you, if you're here and if you're watching. And I'm going to be playing some music in a few moments, and we're going to have an opportunity to feel. So first of all, maybe think about what your core belief is that you're working with. Is it I can't orgasm? Is it I can't get turned on? Is it I can't fully express myself? Yeah, sex is painful. I'm never in the mood. I'm too busy. You know, what is this core belief that you're working with? Okay. And usually that is probably going to bring up some feelings for you. Okay, sadness, shame, guilt, embarrassment. Okay, and then we're going to breathe into them. And then I'm going to invite you to think about something that you can do to take action towards a different reality. Okay, because you get to choose your own reality. Your current reality is just based on your past experiences. And so at any time you can just change those. Right, but it does take the work, right? And it takes the right techniques and it takes the right tools. So you want to make sure that your toolbox is nice and full, or that you have somebody working with you that can help you along in this journey. All right, so without further ado, okay, so hopefully you can just hear this music as it starts to come on. So finding yourself in a comfortable seated position, and inviting you to take your awareness away from the screen and away from me, and make that transition from external awareness to your internal awareness. You may want to lower your gaze or close your eyes. Just feeling yourself connected into the surface beneath you. And bring to mind something that brings you comfort. So it could be feeling the earth beneath you. It could be placing a hand on your heart. It could be smiling in towards yourself, or thinking about someone or something from nature that brings you joy, pleasure. Alright. Okay. And we're going to take the opportunity now just to dip your toe into this uncomfortable feeling. You can choose how far and how deep you want to go here. You may just be dipping your toe in for now. But let's take a moment to bring in any of those feelings related to your core belief, or a core belief that's not serving you. And notice how that shows up in your body in terms of sensations. You might feel a tightness, or a constriction, or a pain somewhere. And know at any time that you can pause, or you can return back to what made you feel good at the beginning of this practice. So that person or thing from nature, or feeling connected into the earth beneath you. We're just giving some space here. And inviting you to bring an air of curiosity and openness towards what you are feeling, or any sensations that might be coming up for you. Always meeting it with curiosity, non-judgment. Yeah, just taking a moment to really recognize and own that there may be feelings here that are uncomfortable. And I'm right here with you. Remember, you can pause at any time if it feels like too much. And can you just accept that they're here? Can you allow them to be here, to lean into them? I know that this can be really hard. Honoring you, you're doing amazing. Just feeling any of the sensations in your body, perhaps in your heart or your gut or your pelvic floor, somewhere else. And knowing that the way through your emotions is to feel into them, lean into them. But we can help that process by bringing breath to wherever is feeling tight or sore or constricted in our body. So inviting you to bring some breath now into your body. Sending that breath right where it needs to go. You're doing amazing. Just so good. Remember that you're still connected to the earth beneath you. She's still got you as you breathe. Can you let your shoulders relax, your jaw relax, and tell yourself that it's actually okay to feel these feelings. It can feel scary, but you're actually not going to die feeling these feelings. You're actually all good. So just breathing, bringing that lightness, bringing that air into your body, into wherever it needs to go. You're all good. It's okay to feel these feelings. It's okay that they're here. And perhaps you can bring in a smile. And perhaps even some loving kindness in with that breath. And this is the process of alchemy, of transforming any uncomfortable emotions. Emotion is just energy in motion. And so we're allowing this energy to now move and transform. You might want to bring slight movement to your body. But can you bring a smile? Can you bring that curiosity or that loving kindness into what's a feeling? Because a feeling is just a feeling. It can pass at any moment. It makes sense that it's here, and it's okay to let it go. It's okay to let it transform or move how it wants to feel more openness, more expressed, to really allow that emotion to feel seen and heard by you, because that's all that it wants. Breathing, smiling, right here with you. You've got this. This is the process of moving from I can't to I can. You absolutely can. You have self-agency, self-responsibility, empowerment. You are actually in control of your future reality, your future experience. And all it takes is just to change that core belief. And you're doing that right now. Congratulating, loving yourself for being here in this moment and doing this mahi, doing this work. We are in the process of de-shaming, allowing your shoulders to relax, your jaw to drop as you let go of any shame or guilt associated with what your situation is. And can you even allow yourself to sit up a little bit straighter, creating a bit of space between your vertebrae, like a string is pulling you up from the top of your head. Perhaps your shoulders are slightly back and you're taking a big deep breath into your heart and into your chest. Can you smile in towards yourself? As you find that length, as you find that empowerment with the situation. I think we just popped out there. So what is one thing that you would like to bring into your situation? What is one action that you can take right now, today, this week? Is it doing this video again, reminding yourself that you have absolute inner power? Is it talking with a friend or your partner? Is it doing your self-pleasure practice? Is it messaging me, letting me know where you're at, reaching out for help? What is your plan? What is one action? Moving you into I can. Yes. Just seeing yourself completing that action in your mind. Amazing. Amazing. Finishing off with a smile or a hug or a touch to your heart. Knowing that all of this can shift. There is hope. And taking a few final breaths here. Perhaps bring some movement to gently rock you back into the present moment. Bringing this feeling of agency, of empowerment, of hope with you. And in the chat box, as you are coming back, I would love to hear what is one action that you are going to take to continue to meet yours and your partner's sexual desires. And what was that like for you, moving away and through perhaps the shame and the guilt and into a sense of agency and empowerment. Ah, amazing. So wishing you the most magical day or evening from here. Know that I am here if you want to reach out. Those one-on-one spots will be becoming available in the next couple of weeks. And my group program Blossom is starting tonight if you wanted to be that woman that wanted to slip on in super last minute. Alright, beautiful woman, beautiful wahine. Sending you lots of love.